Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a 2024 Ram 3500 Laramie Night Edition. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 6.7 liter inline-six turbo diesel known as the Cummins. This is the high output Cummins, so it's paired to the 6-speed Ison. Power outputs are 420 horsepower and then 1,075 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see 3500 heavy duty there on the side, and then you got the cool venting here in the center as well. And then popping down below, we've got these cool style of LED headlights. Notice how the bezel is all blacked out as part of this Night Edition package. Fog light action down below with a bunch of parking sensors on the front end. Also got the tow hooks there, and then notice how the whole grille is blacked out too. And putting it all together, I'm still a big fan of the Night Edition package because I think it just makes the truck look so much cooler. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 285, 60, 20 in the front and over in the rear. You can see with the wheels, they're completely blacked out as part of the Night Edition package. And speaking of blacked out, look at the badges here also blacked out. And then you have the new style of trailer mirrors. And then here is your full side view with this truck. This one has the 6'4" box. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, tailgate drop down, remote start, and we got the Ram logo on the back. Now taking a look at the bed, you guys can see we've got the whole fifth wheel set up here in the back, and then we have an outlet here in the back as well. No LED lights with this particular one, and then obviously no bed liner either, but you can add bed liner after the fact. And then the cargo light is actually an LED too, which is cool. And when you're all done, just plop. Really cool taillights. Notice how the center is all blacked out, and you can see all the badges here also blacked out as well. Parking sensors here on the rear too. And wrapping things up, let me know what you guys think about the looks here on the Night Edition. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch all over, and then look at the insert here, and then the darker trim to kind of match the Night Edition theme. And then being the Laramie, you've got the leather trim seats. Notice perforated all down the center. Got that cool suede here on the side. There is storage underneath the seat as well. This does have the cool little like fold out tabs that'll fold out to make the whole loading floor flat. And then you do have ice buckets here on top of that. Now taking a look at the legroom, you guys can see pretty solid. We also have a little storage pocket here, and then we've got some vent action here in the back as well. And I think this one has, yeah, it's got some USBs, charging port, all of that fun stuff. And then headroom back here, it's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again soft touch here, and then look at the darker trim and the suede down below. We've got all of our window controls front to are automatic. You got your mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in, and then you have a bunch of features here associated with the mirrors. So you've got the lights, this is for the mirrors to like extend out, and then the convex mirror, memory seats, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And don't worry, for those of you that are payload junkies, 3,649 pounds of payload capacity with this truck. And then here are the front seats. It says Laramie, again, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments on this side. Got that for the cargo outlet, light controls with the fog light and the cargo light. And then the pedals are power adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see soft touch all around. You get the darker stitching on the center, radio controls on the back with our gear limiter. You've got our cruise control as well as controls for the center stack, voice command phone controls too. And then you got your little stalk there in the back for the windshield wiper and the turn signal. And then this does come with a good old-fashioned column shifter. Now here's a quick look at the gauge cluster itself. You can see analog on either side, and then you do have that screen in the center, which you can use to scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info here on the truck itself. I don't think I've ever seen that before. 000 with everything. Interesting. Anyways, in reverse, you guys can see you've got the backup camera here. This one also has the cargo camera when it comes from a camera perspective. You can also zoom in here with the backup camera, which is pretty cool. And then with the infotainment screen, you've got the big 12-inch display. Notice we've got dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats. You do have a shortcut bar there at the bottom. It's kind of hard to get this in camera view because of how tall this screen is. But yeah, it responds pretty well. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up. Analog controls for the climate on either side. You got stability control there at the top, and then a little 12-volt too. And then I like this darker trim there. And speaking of the top, look at the dash. Really nice. And then at the bottom of the screen, you guys can see parking sensors, tow haul mode, diesel exhaust brake, alternate trailer height because this one does have the rear air. Trailer brake controls built in from the factory. Our drive line select. There you go. And then down below, we've got some USB action and then more storage and then full power outlet. And I got some cup holder action here, and look at the storage space in the center console. Nice trim here on the top. This one actually has a bench seat, which don't really see in Laramie's all too often. And then, well, of course, I messed up there. There we go. So we've got the under seat storage as well. And while we're on the topic of storage, you can see double glove box, or maybe not because there's lots of sun glare. I try here, folks. There you go, Laramie on the end. And at the very top, we got controls for the sunroof. And then we also have a power sliding rear window. So here's what I'm going to sticker for this 2024 Laramie 3500 Night Edition. Base MSRP $68,455. And then you've got lots of options with this. High output Cummins, $12,000. Anyways, after all options, $95,260 is the total MSRP. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, about the rest of the rear. So let us set off in this high output Laramie short bed. I think I picked out this truck because I think that this might be one that a lot of people will be interested in. They also had a long bed, so like an 8-foot box. I mean, maybe that would have been a better truck to do a video on, but I don't know. I think crew cab short bed, this is, you know, obviously not as usable as a truck, you know, compared to an 8-foot bed, but I don't know, still got a lot going for it, I think. But anyways, moving along here, really good torque, so I gotta pull this down a little bit. Yeah, really good torque so far. Obviously 1,075 pound-feet. Ride quality's a little bit on the bumpier side here with the 3500. It's one of the downsides of the 3500 over the 2500. Having the leaf springs in the back with this definitely leads to a little bit more of a bumpy ride. Steering, I like it too. So you got solid axles front and rear, and you know, it can make the vehicle kind of feel vague from a handling and steering perspective, but this does fine. Does fine. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a rougher ride. I do like the sound of the Cummins though. I noticed that this even here is soft touch on the Laramie. On the Limited it's not. It's like the material's stretched so tightly that there's no give in it. So I know it's a random point, but I like it. It makes it feel, makes the truck feel a little bit more premium, as weird as that sounds. But anyways, let's get a partial acceleration here. It's pretty easy to turn this, by the way. It feels like this thing, you get, like I've said this so many times with the high output, it just feels like it wants to have a trailer behind it. Otherwise it's acting up. It's like, I don't want to do anything unless I'm towing. It's a weird engine transmission combo. But boy oh boy does it have torque. It has some torque, let me tell you. It is pretty crazy. I'm not sure this person's going like almost 20 miles under the speed limit, but you know, whatever. Let's sum things up. So first off, yeah, why are they going so slow? I think this thing looks great on the outside. You know, obviously a little bit of a rougher ride with the leaf springs, but it drives pretty well. And I'm trying to think, let's think about, the only thing is this engine's just weird while you're not towing. So I still stand by this. I think the 68 RFE is a more daily drivable transmission and everything. But you know, the Ison, people talk about how bulletproof this is and everything. So if you're willing to give up a little bit of a few daily driver manners, then you'll get obviously what many people say is a more reliable transmission, and you get more torque too. Let me know your thoughts.